I'm here to talk about transient life essentials for all new transient people, whether that be on purpose or on accident. I've been doing transient slash transitional slash other types of living situations since for about I'd have to say about 3 years now. So I've ran the gamut. Everything I mentioned, there will be links below so that you can easily access them or look into them for yourself and your location that you might be in. Mine is specifically in relation to Los Angeles, but I tried to stay as universal as possible, and some of them actually have options for you to be able to look into and elect for these opportunities to be in your area as well. First, I wanted to start with what I consider transient. And transient to me is any form of being in the middle of where you want to be. Generally speaking, you lose a lot of pros. Well, I won't say lose. It's not really losing. It's really just kind of like you don't have access to certain things that you may take for granted if you stay in a place such as like a regular apartment, or you own a home or something like that. So my first thing I wanted to mention was to have a gym membership. Gym memberships come in clutch, not only because of course you need to stay healthy, but also because they have facilities such as massaging and showers and pools and everything. You will feel like a full adult by having a gym membership, and it always comes in handy. There's not too many times when having a gym membership is something, aside from not being able to afford it, is something that doesn't come in handy for you. That there are some truly affordable gyms nowadays, and I included a link below that includes a lot of them that are giving away free passes for you to be able to try out their facilities. Next, I would like to mention transportation. So assuming that you don't already have transportation, like you don't live in a living home, which I'm on the list for, but or a motorhome of some sort, transportation is something that you want to keep in mind, and it can become really costly. So utilizing options that have been made available by either the city government or by private institutions or private businesses can really come in handy and help you get to that next stage faster or more efficiently, literally. There's something called in LA Metro Life, which of course you want to check in your area, because of course Metro is everywhere, and because of the pandemic and everything that's going on right now, there is a lot of help for people to be able to afford getting to and doing what they need to do. So looking into a reduced fare and or free fare situations and opportunities in your area is one of the first places I would check. There's also often things that are really inexpensive that you might not even imagine that's there. I always recommend for people to look for free in front of anything that they need to find, because you might be surprised. Another honorable mention are Link scooters. And Link scooters is in different countries in the UK and Turkey, United States, and of course in Los Angeles. There's other places in the US that they are, but again, if they're not there, they also have an option for you to elect for them to be there. So aside from that aspect, they also have a program for essential workers and low-income people for either free or reduced fare. So it's definitely something to look into. Now, I'm definitely an advocate for eating well. Currently, I'm a flexitarian. I very much so more on the vegetarian side. I've been vegetarian before, but I stopped being vegetarian at one point simply because of my environment. And I am actually actively working on different situations to address green food, not being easily accessible, and also helping people get their vitamins and nutrients and understanding the importance of that. Another awesome thing that somebody might not know is that Whole Foods, since about a year ago, I'd say at least, they've had severe reduction in pricing. I don't know if it has to do with their connection with Amazon, which I'll get into Amazon in just a second, but basically you can get a meal from Whole Foods which is organic and healthy and very flavorful. If you've never had Whole Foods food, it is extremely flavorful, for anywhere from $3 to $5 depending on what you choose. And that literally, again, this is an entire meal that is extremely beneficial for your health. Aside from that, you have, which I will include below, is a link or a list called Thrillist. Thrillist is a large website which has all different types of things on it, but they also have a list that they update monthly with discounts and free food, and it's indexed so well that it literally tells you about the things that happen all the time, and then they have it set by date or the free and discount meals that you can find in your city. So again, that'll be in the description. And last but not least, a lot of people don't know nowadays that Amazon actually works with EBT now, and it will deliver to you with EBT. And I think that's kind of awesome and amazing to know, because you can either stay in your own space and still get your shopping done, or you know, you can find different things that you may not be able to find in person, you know, and expand your horizons in that way. So that's a vibe. You know, Amazon is out there doing its thing, expanding and whatever have you, so why don't you do the same thing? The fifth thing I wanted to mention was about keeping your assets protected. So I'm a subscriber to TurboTax, and essentially some of the things that I think are the most interesting that comes with the membership when you do your taxes is you get ID protection. You also have now an account for Quickbooks and other services for small businesses, and it's also 24/7 live help. If you are interested in any of those things, my affiliate link below, so please feel free to do that. There may be some perks going both ways in that way. You know, it's super important to stay on top of your ID if you're transient or if you're constantly moving around. You know, you never know when you might leave something somewhere, or you know, it makes you less attached or notice less when you have something somewhere or leave something somewhere that you may or may not have usually done so. So it's always great to have that together. The next thing I wanted to mention was making sure that you stay organized. Just that's a general thing, of course, like you should always just want to stay organized, but it's very easy to get lost in your own stuff when you are not in one stable position, or if you feel unstable in general. If you are interested in learning more about how to stay organized, or interested in any other skills that you might need or want to help you get to your next step, whichever step that is, feel free to contact me. I am giving out free 30-minute consultations for my platform called Kingofhashes, and you can find that link below very easily. I am hosting in both my my 3D metaverse rooms, but also in Zoom if you know you're not interested in going so big into the next wave of things. You know, that's how I'll put it. 6 is to remember to enjoy your days and enjoy outside time. You know, outside and your joy and your fresh air and your beautiful scenery that I know that you can find, even if it's as simple as you going to a park. It is so important for your health as a human being to make sure that you find time to connect to the 4 elements: the sun, the grass, a lake or a river, and breathing some fresh air, you know what I mean? It will do wonders whether or not you do it every day or whether or not you do it once a week. Just find some time to make sure that you have your time. So for this one, I wanted to get a little bit up on you, just so that you can hear me. Transient life does not have to be anything that is frowned upon. It is literally about being in a state of transformation. So you can literally make your life go in whichever direction you want your life to go. Just stay positive. Make sure you stay positive, especially if you became transient on accident, or you were put in a situation that caused you to not have as much stability as you want. But remember that you always have the power to put yourself back into and or into any situation that you want to put yourself into. So being transient is literally being in flow, and it allows for a ton of creativity. Hopefully this video gave you a bunch of ideas and will help you lead to whichever direction you're trying to go. Peace.